Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. We continue our exploration of the subtle theme of the ego, and we have been discussing and we have seen how the ego, when left unchecked, burdens us with self importance and rigidity. Tonight, let us look at how this very ego, when softened and refined, can become an instrument in our spiritual journey. Ego in itself is not our enemy. It is a part of a human makeup, necessary for survival, decision making, and expressing individuality. Yet, when inflated, it creates separation between me and others, between what I want and what life offers. This sense of separateness is what blinds us from seeing the unity that underlines all the existence. In heartfulness, we don't aim to destroy the ego. Instead, we refine it, transforming it from a very loud, demanding presence into our quiet strength, just as a raw iron that can be forged into a useful tool. The ego too can be reshaped to serve the higher purpose of our spiritual evolution. Meditation with yogic transmission allows us to rise above the small self and glimpse the vastness of the inner universe. Cleaning removes the layers of pride, judgment, and attachment that cloud our vision. Prayer then softens us, helping the ego surrender to the wisdom of the heart. As Daji reminds us, spiritual progress is not about suppressing the ego, but letting it take its rightful place, no longer the master, but the servant. With practice, we move from I do to he does through me. Life becomes lighter, more fluid, and more graceful. And now we'll just go ahead in the session. But as always, a gentle nudge to all to help share the invitation of the master classes and BHED sessions with your near and dear ones. And we resume to our reading from the article Into the Great Unknown by beloved Taji. Ishwar Pranidhan is the ultimate habit. It requires us to rest in God awareness in everything we feel, think, and do, in constant osmosis with God. The easiest way is through acceptance and surrender. Whether we are awake or asleep, aware or unaware, active or passive, we try to remain in the state. And this practice is known as constant remembrance in heartfulness. We meditate so that we learn to experience this state. Meditation is the mother of constant remembrance. Once we learn to hold it, we are then free of the entanglements caused by all the mental and emotional complexities and impurities that otherwise distort our existence. We are free. How to engage with the great unknown? As P.Y. Deshpande points out in his book, The Authentic Yoga, there are two fundamental psychological urges in human beings. The first is a sense of wonder, which gives rise to the spirit of inquiry underpinning the sciences and philosophy. The second is a sense of worship or awe for that which lies beyond knowledge and comprehension, which is denoted by the word God. This sense leads to mystical experiences that are similar across all cultures and eras. The sense of wonder is more mental, while the sense of worship is more feeling based. They are not completely distinct, but they are certainly distinguishable. Together, they make up our human psychology, mind, and heart. And when they become polarized, it results in a split. You could say that our modern societies have separated science and religion, have developed split personalities, and this is known as polarization. The two are meant to be complicated, complementary, and integrated. Both wonder and worship are involved in Ishwar Pranidhan. How is it possible to combine them? By meditating on the heart so that we experience God directly within us. God remains the great unknown, undefinable, qualityless. Yet at the same time, God is within our experience. Both inquiry and worship are unified in this act of meditation on the divinity in the heart, where we experience the state of Nirodha, the void of Samadhi, with the support of transmission. We are in osmosis with God, and the result is perfect Samadhi. Surrender to God is the habit to eclipse all other habits. I repeat, surrender to God is the habit to eclipse all other habits. When we have studied ourselves, purified ourselves, and refined ourselves, surrender is very simple. In fact, true surrender is possible when we have done all these things. It is the ultimate habit, the culmination of other habits. At the same time, when we make an effort to cultivate this habit, all others naturally start to fall into place. This is where transmission has such an impact. It is the essence of pure love. It takes us directly to a state of surrendered awareness of God, even when we have not yet mastered all the other habits. The catch, it is then up to us to mold our behavior so that we are capable of holding that experience for longer and longer periods until eventually it becomes constant. Like Jedi Knights, we need to become worthy of surrendering to God. We cannot surrender by the will and effort of the ego. Instead, when we immerse ourselves in God through meditation with transmission and study ourselves so that we let go of unwanted habits and cultivate noble habits, eventually the ego dissolves into purity, its essence. We become that vast emptiness of the ultimate. God realization and self realization are one and the same thing. Dear sisters and brothers, let us take a pause from the reading right now and allow the words to settle in your heart as subtle truths. Now, with a humble heart, let us join together to offer the universal prayer. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं. और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। May this universal prayer awakens love in the hearts of all. And as we come to the close of this day, gently review the moments that unfolded. Notice where the ego may have influenced your thoughts, words, or actions, perhaps through pride, impatience, or the need for recognition. With humility, place these lapses before the divine and pray for forgiveness. You can make a quiet resolve in your heart not to repeat the same mistakes again. Rest in the assurance that tomorrow is a new beginning and that each day brings the opportunity to refine ourselves further. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for being a part of this journey and these evening reflections. Your sincerity adds strength to our collective growth. And we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for the morning session at 6 a.m. May your night be peaceful and may your heart remain ever light. Wishing you all a very good night.